Hi everyone, great to have you here interested in call trackers. I hope you've had a little look at the video that does the basic introduction. My name's Claire and now I'm going to tell you a bit more. I'm going to tell you about the first thing you need to do to take part in the project, which is to sign in to the website and book your chosen survey square and a recorder and the associated kit. As you can see, there's a map of each where you can do this once you've signed in. So there are a few things to think about. There's your safety in getting to your chosen square, permissions that you might need. Obviously you need to actually log in, as I mentioned. And yeah, there's a way of getting a bit more information from the list map, which is a super informative map that we link to. So how do we get to all of this? First off, we go to naturetrackers.au, the main page, choose our projects, and we'll see call trackers on that page, and we get to the project page. On that page, you'll find a specific link to the project website. So we have a separate website at the moment for the call trackers project. So click on that and you'll be taken to that separate website. And here's what the project website looks like. And you'll be tempted to scroll down through lots of very important information to find out how you can see the map. And this video is very particularly to encourage you to take time to choose on that map. You'll see that the colours are divided of the different squares. We've got regular green squares, which is most of Tasmania is covered in, and that's to really give an even sample of all the different conditions. We've also got a few extra squares to help us really pick up where some of these super rare bitterns and so forth are. And you can also see red where people have already booked certain squares, so you won't be able to book those. But there's a bit more to it than that, and how you're going to choose your square. So at the top of this website, you'll see various menu items. One of them's a site access guide, and you'll see lots of handy hints under that to help you think through your safety. You're responsible for your own safety, but we've got some handy hints. Figure out who might own the land and who might be concerned if you just whack a recorder randomly there. And we mentioned wetlands if you're particularly focused on bitterns. And how you might actually get permission. So if you clicked on land tenure in that last page, then you'll see a link to the list map, and it'll come up in this form with the survey squares and with colours denoting the different land tenures, parks and wildlife or private or forestry. Perhaps the easiest thing is if you or someone you know owns private land that's in one of these squares, that's fantastic. But there's information on that page about what to do otherwise. We have a parks permit, but you will need to talk to the ranger. There are various other considerations according to who owns the land, but it can be just the matter of a phone call. And of course, a lot of land managers hopefully will warmly welcome you and be interested to know what you find. Okay, so you've figured out which square you'd like. So now it's time to go back to that home page. Have a good look at what's on the home page, and at the bottom you'll see the option to book a square. And that'll take you to a link to sign up. So you'll see you're signing up to your My BTO account. What on earth's that? Well, this is the British Trust for Ornithology. They've got a great system for exactly what we want to achieve with the acoustic monitoring. They're doing it in the UK. And we definitely did not want to reinvent the wheel. So we're using the British Trust for Ornithology's system. So you'll be signing up to that account, and sometimes you'll see a bunch of British stuff which you can just ignore. When you're signing up and in future when you're logging in, your username will automatically be in caps lock when you sign up, and it'll be important to remember to put the cap locks on when you're logging in future, and then to remember to switch them off if your password is not also in full caps. Just a little tip there. And once you're all signed up, you'll be able to actually book your chosen square. And then the next thing you'll see is an invitation to book the equipment, the recorder that you'll need to put in the square. So now you'll be taken to the equipment booking map, which gives you a choice from where you might want to book your recorder. So choose the most suitable place for you where you'd like to pick up your equipment. Have a look at the options when the recorder is available on different dates and pick that. If it does all seem to be booked up, just bear in mind there's a couple of libraries that have more than one recorder, and you may be able to see on the page the option to check for a different recorder's availability. Just look out for that. So you've booked your square, you've booked your kit, you've gone and picked it up from the library or wherever, you've taken it home, maybe had a go in your backyard, make sure you've understood everything, and then you've taken it off to your square. You'd left it there for 8 days, and then you've picked it up and you've uploaded the data and you've taken it back to the library, all handily helped by the documentation. You'll see that there's a menu item documentation, and that provides 2 manuals. You may have a wildlife acoustics recorder, or you may have a Titley chorus recorder. So choose the right documentation. That will take you through everything. If you have any hassles, you'll see there's also a contact option, so do get in touch. But otherwise, I just wish you all the luck and fun with this amazing gadget and the amazing things it can tell you about our world around us. And yeah, all the best. Have fun. We pay respect to the memories of those peoples who were dispossessed of their land and did not survive the colonial period of Tasmania. We acknowledge today's Tasmanian Aboriginal community as the traditional owners of the land that we survey. We honour and celebrate the spiritual, cultural and customary connections of traditional owners to country and the biodiversity that forms part of that country. And we thank everyone that's supporting us all in achieving the Call Trackers monitoring project.